Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share a card that I made with the heat embossed resist technique and then some watercolor. This is for a class that I'm taking called Beyond Basic Backgrounds, where really it's about the background is the card. And you don't really have to add anything more to it other than maybe a sentiment, and in this case I added some little dewdrops. But you could add more to, put a floral element or something on top of it, but you don't have to. And really fun to make. So let me show you how it's made. So as I'm continuing my classes, I'm taking a class called Beyond Basic Backgrounds, where really the background is the card. And in this case, I'm going to do some watercoloring. So I've got a piece of watercolor card, and I'm going to use the Billowing Peonies set. And I'm going to stamp and heat emboss, and then kind of come in after and use the heat embossing to do a resist technique. So let me get the stamps out of here. And these stamps are huge, obviously way bigger than my card, but that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this big stamp to cover the entire card. And it will just kind of hang off the edges, and that's okay. And since I'm going to do some heat embossing before I do anything, before I forget, I'm going to hit it with my embossing tool here to try and keep the stray powder off. I'm going to pull this up because I'm going to use my glass mat as a palette. So I'm going to use that same razzleberry that I just used for my sentiment. Fresh lemon. This is such a pretty color. And I love this fresh lemon. It's so pretty. So I'm going to wet my card down. I'm going to take my brush, and I'm just going to start with the yellow. And I'm just going to kind of touch some of the yellow in there. Oh, I need more. Do not push the ink pad into the wet, into the water. You don't want to ruin your ink pad by doing that. So we're just going to put some yellow on that flower. I'll set this aside and dry it, and then I'm going to add some yellow back into it. You can layer colors with watercolors, but only after you dry them. I'm going to add some honey drizzle for a little bit darker yellow. It's your easiest watercolor project ever. I've just got a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card blank. I'm going to mount that right on there. going to cut my sentiment, trim that down. Put that on some foam. Yeah, I think I just want some clear dewdrops. It's a really fun watercolor technique with Heat Emboss Resist. So, thanks for watching.